Hey guys, we're back today with a really quick and easy recipe. It's a great vegetarian recipe, it's a great keto recipe, it's a great recipe to use impossible meat in if you're looking for something to use that with, and it's all with this little vegetable, technically a fruit, that I hadn't had until last week called a honeynut squash. So it's smaller than butternut squash, a lot sweeter, and it packs a lot more vitamins and nutrients in, and it's just really easy to prepare and cook, so what's not to love about it? We're going to be making a little honey nut squash impossible meat boat today, so let's get started. We're going to start by just cutting the top off and halving the squash. One of the great things is that the skin is totally edible once it cooks, so we don't even need to worry about that. And I'm going to scoop out these seeds. I like to roast them on the side, and they're really, really tasty. We're going to preheat the oven to 375, and in the meantime we're just going to rub a little bit of oil on these two halves, and we're going to season it nicely with salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and I like to spice it up by putting a little bit of cayenne. Okay, the oven is now at 375. We're gonna stick those squash halves in there with nothing on them yet, and just leave them in the oven at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna cook the impossible meat. Just put a little bit of oil, not too much. I like my meat very, very browned, so we're gonna let it sit there, and then we're going to break it up into smaller chunks so everything gets browned and crispy evenly. This is what the squash looks like after about 20 to 25 minutes. It's definitely a little bit softer, and we're gonna preheat the oven up to about 420 or 425 for the last 10 minutes. And while that's happening, we're gonna fill these squash boats with that browned meat, and we're just gonna seal everything in and let it get crispy by putting a lot of Parmesan cheese on there. I was very generous with this. And we're gonna put it back into the oven for about 10 minutes. After the last 10 minutes in the oven at a higher heat, you can see how nice and brown and crispy that cheese got, just sealed in all the meat at the top, and it's just the perfect texture combination with that soft squash. That's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Feels good to do keto or vegetarian for a meal, and let me know if you guys try this.